Hello everyone, I'm Sean, alright, and this is Everyday Food Reviews. Today we've got something maybe a little bit different. It's food by definition and by name. Human food. Now these are food bars. I've got this little box. Not sure which order to go over things in. They're food bars, not necessarily meal replacement bars, but the closest thing I can compare these to would be either a protein bar or Huel. So we've got 3 bars here, 3 different flavours. Got these for £5 with a voucher. I'll try and remember the voucher that I used and put it in the description if you are interested in trying these. I don't know how they'll be, but that was the best voucher I could find. It was one that they'd shared on their own Facebook page. It was a £5, and then you got free DPD delivery in this little box that fits through the letterbox. That was really nice. So £5 for 3 bars. Regular price on these bars is £3.30 each. Like I said, I don't know what order to go over these things in. Say no to synthetics, 30% off first month, 10 to 35 bar subscription, and then 10% off forever. So that's what you get for loyalty, is you get 30% off in your first month, then 10% off thereafter. So that would incentivise you to stay, I suppose. I'm really torn on these, to be honest. Oh, this is quite a little pamphlet. So we've got a list here. I've had a brief look at this before I started the video. I've got a few points I'd like to make before we taste these. Okay, point number 1. When we did the video on Huel, I said I didn't like the name. I found the name personally a bit cringe. Huel is a portmanteau of human fuel. Okay, as cringe as I find that, it's kind of clever. It's kind of catchy. Fuel, human fuel, Huel. You know, it's all right. 4 letters. This one's called Human Food, and there's no like clever portmanteau there or anything. It's just human food. It seems pretty low effort, and almost as cringe. So, not a fan of the name, to be honest. In the interest of balance, because there's a lot of things I like and a lot of things I don't like before I've even tried it. I did ask John if he wanted to review these. I said it'll be a £5 for 3 bars. We can review them together. You just get it delivered to your house for the sake of a £5. We spent a lot more and a lot less. We spent £30 on cans of Sneak to look at. So a £5, and we are actually getting some actual food out of it. You know, it's not like it's just a £5 for the video. It's a £5 for 3 of these food bars. John said they. In not so many words, he said, they don't sound very pleasant. I will give that a miss and let you handle it. So, what the experts say. John's on keto still anyway, and these are balanced with carbs and protein and stuff. They are vegan. I like that. I'm not vegan myself, but if something is vegan, because it can be vegan based on the merits and the contents of it, then that's great. I love that. When something's vegan, say if it's like say if these were like jerky bars, like beef jerky bars, but it's vegan beef jerky bars, I'd be like, well, what's the point? You know, just make it something that's not beef jerky. But when it's like vegan because it can be vegan just because it's like a fruit and nut bar, it's like, that's fine, that's great. I'm happy that that's vegan, because, you know, they could put honey in there, for instance, to make it taste sweeter, but, you know, there's absolutely no need, so they make it vegan. That I like. So we've got a list of what the experts say. I won't read out what they all say, but, you know, who they consider to be experts in nutrition we've got one practicing physician, one registered dietitian, and then we've got 3 athletes and a YouTuber, health influencer, as they say. So I don't want to take anything away from athletes. I'm sure they need to know a lot about nutrition to reach the peaks that they do reach in their respective fields. But when I think of experts and I think of something that's telling me it's scientifically, nutritionally balanced and everything, I'm expecting to be reading what scientists have to say. They make out, well, one of them's a practicing physician, one of them's a registered dietitian and nutrition and heart disease advisor for the World Health Organization. Now, those are the people I'd be expecting to hear from. But then, to be fair, we are hearing from them. They make up 2 of the 6. We've got a bit about research and blood glucose level, the effects of these on blood glucose level. Without reading into it and making this video even longer, I'm going to assume that those graphs they're showing us are positive results from the University of Swansea. So I'm not assuming that it's from the University of Swansea, it says that bit. I'm just going to assume that they're positive. Bioavailability, 100% phytonutrients, 55% fruit, 36% seeds, 6% whole foods, 3% plant extracts. That's all good stuff. It's made of whole foods and extracts. Now, this is the part that starts to get a bit confusing. Now, I don't know if it's meant to be a snack, between meals. In which case, the fact that it's so nutritionally dense and calorific, it's like, well, surely I should be getting all my nutrients if I'm that bothered about my health. I should be getting all of them from my meals. This has 373 calories in that one. These are different flavours. The 423 in that one. So they've got as much calories or as many calories as 382 calories as something like a Weight Watchers ready meal. Ask me how I know. But on that basis, you'd expect these to be a meal replacement. Huel, I think, has about 400 calories if you make it up regularly with water. And that's specifically a meal replacement shake. Now, this doesn't say it's specifically for meal replacement, it just says you can eat it as a bar. And it says you can drink it as a smoothie. And this is the bit I don't get. It's meant to be nutritionally complete. It's meant to have everything you need. It's meant to be ready to go, because we're busy people. Not got time to, do something like make a smoothie and wash a smoothie jug. But, it's so nutritionally complete that we're going to add half an avocado and a banana. I just spent £3.30. I spent full retail price, which I don't suppose you'll do. There's a voucher for everything on here. But in theory, these are £3.30 each. And then you're telling me to drink it as a smoothie. I need to go out and buy half an avocado. If I wanted something with 400 calories that I wanted to drink as a smoothie that was nutritionally complete, I wouldn't be spending £3.30 on these bars. I wouldn't be getting 10 of these for 30 quid. I'd be getting a bag of Huel for 30 quid and drinking that. Because to make that as a smoothie, I just add water in it. To make this as a smoothie, I need to add avocados and bananas and ice and water and the bar. And have a blender to actually blend that together. Huel, you just need a shaker. I'd be having Huel. And I'm sure that these people buying this must know that Huel exists. If you don't, and you want to get this and spend this amount of money and drink this as a smoothie, go and check out Huel. I think you'll be a big fan. And you'll save a lot of money. Personally, again, I don't think that's for me. But I would hope that people watching this channel know by now that if there's something in front of us, me or John, and we're going to review it, even if we don't like it, we're going to find what's good about it. and try and speculate of who it's for. Just because it's not for me doesn't mean we should review it negatively. Just because I don't get it doesn't mean we should review it negatively. We need to take the time to work it out and get it. This bit though, drinking as a smoothie, I just don't get. I suppose it would be good if you've ordered your subscription of 100 of these bars and you have them 3 a day, and you think, my jaw's tired from chewing 3 of those bars every single day. I fancy a smoothie today just for some respite for my poor jaw. Then yeah, the odd smoothie might be alright. There's a couple of other things I wanted to mention. I've written them down on my phone. So when I went to check out on the website, now they pride themselves on being transparent about everything, which I do respect. I've got a lot of time for that, but there's a couple of things that don't sort of sit right with that ethos for me. One of them is, I found this code on Facebook. I wanted to know if it would work. You find a code for Domino's or something, you want to know if it works, you just go on the website, enter it in, see if it works. This one, it wasn't going to let me see if the code works until I'd filled in all of my contact details. So if I'd have done that and it didn't work, I've just spent that time filling in my details for nothing. Luckily it turned out it did work, so it was fine. So I completed the order, and they sent me an email, and the email had a link to the FAQs. I thought, that's good. I'll read the FAQs before I do a video. That's going to be a good thing, because there's so many times we just get stuck into the video, get carried away, get excited. Don't actually take a step back and do any research before we do the video. I thought, with this, I'm not expecting to like it, so I want to do as much looking into it as I can before the video. I'll read the FAQs. I'll click the link to read the FAQs. It takes me to the account creation page. It's like, do I need to make an account to read the FAQs? No. I can just go on Google and click the link that takes me direct to the FAQs. But the link in the email that says, take me to the FAQs, doesn't take you to the FAQs, it takes you to the account creation page. And that's unnecessary. When I first went on the website in the morning, I couldn't get onto the website. The connection is not private. This website may be impersonating humanfood.bio to steal your personal or financial information. So that filled me full of confidence straight away. They seem to have resolved that by the afternoon. And I was able to log on without a warning from Safari telling me how dangerous the website was. Yeah, so when I was adding the bars to my basket, before I used the code, this is the one final thing I want to mention. I was adding the bars and it says, do you want a free stainless steel water bottle with your first order? I'm thinking, well, yeah, of course I do. So I'll click yes. And then it comes up with a load more information, add this and add that, and at the bottom in tiny, tiny little letters, it says, free water bottle only with first order of 1 month subscription. It's like for someone who prides themselves on being transparent and open, why didn't you just say, do you want a free water bottle with your first 1 month subscription? Instead of saying, do you want a free water bottle with your first order? Enter your email here and click yes please, and then we'll tell you the terms and conditions. Again, it just seemed unnecessary. Now then, we'll get into trying these. With that said, so the things I like about them, they're vegan. They've got protein in, despite being vegan, which is good. The packaging is biodegradable. A lot of people on Facebook were taking the Michael, saying, oh yeah, it's so good and so vegan, but you know, you got the plastic wrapper. And they said, well, actually, the plastic wrapper's biodegradable. If you'd done your research, you'd know that. I've done my research, I've read the FAQs, I'm going to have another look at them now. So, there's a couple of things on the FAQs. Well, one of them's why is it called human food, and they say the same thing twice. So I'll do a screen recording of this bit actually. 3, 2, 1. So it contains no added sugar, no flavours, no. Then it says that again, but in a different order. No artificial flavours, no sweetness, no added sugar. What does it taste like? Well, that's what I'm here to tell you. What's the difference between the bars? I've got 3 different bars. I think they had 5 or 6 different ones altogether, and they all had a different sort of unlockable perk in them. This white one. What does it even tell you? I've just realised I've got no way of knowing what's actually. Oh, okay, so it's this little part here. So this one's got 16 grams of nuts. This one's got 1 gram of spirulina. And this one's got 40 milligrams of orange oil. Maybe we'll polish the table with that one afterwards. So, yeah, this bit tells you the benefits of each one of those. Why is it organic? Because organic's a good thing for the planet, and that. Are there minimum and maximum subscription orders? That's a bit presumptive. I don't think we want to ask that until after we've tasted it. Same with this. Is it available in health food shops? I don't really care. I don't go to those. Although having said that, I do need to go to Holland & Barrett and pick up some mojito flavoured moose juice. What is a daily nutrition bar? Now that's the one we want to know, because we don't know if it's a meal replacement or a snack or what. But here we go. This is what it is. It has been designed to provide a solid nutritional base to make it as easy as possible to maintain a nutritionally complete plant-based diet while avoiding additives and synthetic nutrients. Now, they avoid synthetic nutrients, but they're entirely vegan. So to get things like vitamin B12, 100% of your RDA of B12 in each bar, they use extracts, food extracts, which I don't have a problem with. I wouldn't have a problem if they were synthetic and that it was the most chemically efficient way of getting them in. Personally, I'd argue a lot of the time that's going to be better for the environment than something that's entirely organic, because organic doesn't necessarily mean it's the most chemically efficient way of doing something. In fact, a lot of the time organic is less efficient. If you look at organic farms, you're taking up twice as much farmland to grow the same crop as something that's been genetically modified or uses inorganic fertilizers. You know, that's why we do those things, because they are more efficient. And if it's more efficient, you need to do some sort of cost benefit analysis. I don't know, I'm not a business person, but you need to do some sort of analysis, like is it better for the environment to be taking up twice as much land and doing this organically, or is it better to do it on half as much land but need these inorganic fertilizers and other additives to get the same crop from half as much land? I don't know which one has a bigger impact overall, which one's more, well, I know which one's more expensive, because the organic stuff in Tesco is more expensive than the non-organic stuff, so obviously the organic stuff is more expensive to make, but whether it's more efficient in terms of the environmental impact, I don't know. I would imagine a lot of the time it would be, but you know, who's got the time to work out for every apple? Well, is this variety of apple more efficient for it to be organic or not? I don't know. So, extracts I don't have a problem with. However, they say, you know, it contains only organic whole foods and whole food extracts, which have always been a part of the human diet. Now, what are we talking always? And what are we talking whole food extracts? Because you know, you look at things like paleo diet and it's like, oh yeah, we eat what the cavemen eat. It's kind of It can be vegan, but it's, you know, if we just eat nuts and stuff, but, you know, we're going to eat meat and nuts, and it's going to be a caveman diet. We're not having things like processed potatoes and stuff, but I'm sure they weren't eating synthetic vitamins, but I'm pretty sure they weren't eating whole food extracts. I'm pretty sure extracts of anything isn't something we've always had. You know, the length of time we've eaten extracts is going to coincide directly with the length of time since the methods of extraction have been invented. I don't know when they were invented. I mean, yeah, I don't know when they were invented, but I think again, for someone so open, I think terms like always and whole food extracts need to be more explicitly defined, because otherwise it's just like, it doesn't actually mean anything. What they're saying doesn't actually mean anything. But yeah, see how it tastes. We'll start with this spirulina one. I've got a feeling this is going to be the, I don't want to say the worst, but I think the least palatable, because I think orange oil, if that tastes of orange, and the nut one tastes of nuts, so I think that'll be alright. There's a lot of jokes, I guess you'd call them, on the Facebook comments there, like, oh, is it Soylent Green? Ooh. Is it people? Human food, Soylent Green, is it made of people? Yeah, obviously it's not. There's actually another company called Soylent that does the same sort of thing as human food and Huel, so I guess they're just like leaning into that sort of notion that it's, yeah, I don't know. It smells like compost, but sweet compost. Like if you ever had fruit winders as a kid, it smells like you've made one of them, but from soil. Yeah, cheers. It's a lot easier to eat than I expected. It's a lot less chewy than a protein bar. It does take some getting through though. There's like whole nuts and seeds and stuff in there, which is pretty cool. It's got bits of a bitter aftertaste to it, but it's also pretty sweet. It takes some chewing, but the chewing itself isn't a lot of effort. Like a protein bar, it's very chewy. This isn't chewy, it's just kind of, you know, like nuts and stuff. It's taking chewing, but the texture isn't chewy. The texture's quite gritty. It's really funny that it's called human food, because it seems like, you know, those little chewy sticks that you give to dogs or something. I don't want to be harsh. I feel like I've been quite negative in this video, and I don't mean to be. I'm just like, I'm calling it as I see it. Calling it as I see it. Now these do have 14 grams of protein in each bar, which is pretty cool. What's the source of the protein? So we've got hemp seeds, dried banana, apple juice concentrate, pea protein, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, mulberries, apricots. So yeah, this pea protein, I think, is making up the bulk of the protein in this. Well, again, pea protein, it's an extract, isn't it? It's like, that's not something we've had. It's not something we've always eaten. Protein supplements. We've eaten peas. This doesn't have peas, it has pea protein specifically. This one's a lot nicer. This is going to sound strange. That tastes kind of like a mince pie. And that's kind of cool. It's nearly Halloween, which means it's nearly Christmas. The shelves are going to be full of mince pies. I saw mince pies in the co-op last week. It's Christmas time. Yeah, that's better than the green one. It's the same sort of texture, same sort of consistency. It's got a bit more sweetness, less bitterness, and that bit of orange oil, it makes it taste like a mince pie, which is just hilarious. I like that. I like that one. So this is the nut one. They're all very dark. Now, I know it doesn't necessarily mean anything how it looks in aesthetics and what have you, but you know, it's, at the end of the day, it's a sticky, dark, brown lump with bits of nuts sticking out of it. What does that remind you of? You know, that's not appealing. Whichever way you look at it, whatever else you say about these, that is not appealing. That's not... Look at this, and you think, that's why all the pictures on the website show it in the wrappers, because the wrappers look kind of nice. The wrappers are compostable. You know, this, I imagine, is what the wrapper will look like in a compost bin. Like, I'm not trying to be negative just for the sake of it, it's just I see that and I have to say that. That one's alright. It's, I could see myself eating this one now and then. It's not as bitter as the green one, it's not as sweet as the orange one, but, you know, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of like peanut brittle, but not brittle and kind of mushy. But, you know, it's a nut bar just bound together with stuff that's good for you and full of nutrients and stuff. Like that one I could see myself eating. At £3.30 though, when I can't just get it in a shop when I fancy it. In theory I can see myself eating it, in practice I probably won't. I could use that intro offer again for a £5 and pick up 3 of these and just keep one in my bag for when I'm hungry. If I end up stranded in a snowstorm in my car. That'll keep me warm through the night. Or if you have to... No, actually this one. I was going to say something, but if you have to go to work on Christmas Day and all the shops and all the cafes are going to be closed, but you know you're going to need something and you're not going to be able to make Christmas dinner in the work canteen. You're the only one in on Christmas Day. You know, have that. Won't cheer you up or make you feel any better, but it'll be a little taste of Christmas. It'll keep you going till you can go home and cry. That's yeah, it's, you know, that they're all right. I don't want to say they taste amazing because they really don't. I've got to be honest, they don't. But I was expecting them to be borderline inedible. And they're better than that. They're edible. In fact, they're quite pleasant. I was expecting them to be as chewy as something like a grenade bar, and they're not, which is good. You know, my jaw's not hurting. No, I've just having a drink. They are a bit dry. Boost Coffee Double Espresso. I'll put a link to the video if it's up before this one. Yeah, it's I was excited to try them. I'm glad I've tried them. I was apprehensive. I think I've made some very negative points, and I'm worried because I don't like being negative. I especially don't like being negative for the sake of being negative. I especially don't like being negative about a product when I know it's not really for me. But I think I've tried to be as impartial as I can, and I know this product isn't for me, but there's a few things I wanted to say, and I've said them. And I hope I've still been sort of impartial and objective enough for the people who this might be for to watch this video and say, yeah, that sounds like I'd like it. I'll give that a go. I don't think the negative things I've pointed out, I think a lot of them are just really niggly things, like the pop-up about the free water bottle. I'm just someone who's especially sensitive to little marketing, underhanded connery. I don't like it. I don't think there's any need for it. But I get why they do it. I do. And if I was in their position, I would probably do it because, you know, I'm in their position. You're in the business of business to make money. And if you got the choice between making more money with a little trick and making less money without it, you're going to make more money because that's why you're in business. They're not a charity, they're a business. And I have to respect that. Yeah, overall, I think, is what I think. I think I would recommend it. And the reason I'll say that is because if you're watching the video and you've watched it this far, it's because you want to know about this, because you're curious and you want to try it anyway. Okay? You think it might be for you. If you think from the sounds of it that this might be for you, then I think you'll probably be happy enough with it. I'm going to say I recommend it. If you're watching and you think, I don't think that's for me, then me saying I recommend it, I would hope isn't going to make you go out and buy it and try it. If you don't think it's for you, just don't buy it. If you think it might be for you, and you're watching this, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I would recommend that you just go and try it. Get this 3 bars for £5 and give them a go. Because if you're interested in any aspect of it, you know, the meal replacement aspect, the smoothie aspect, if you like the smoothie aspect, I would recommend Huel. But, you know, if any aspect interests you enough to watch, half an hour? Is this video half an hour now or something? Of me talking about it, and you want something impartial, you know, which you're going to get. I'm not going to advertise it. They're not paying me to make this video. Maybe one day. Who knows? But, you know, I would say, I don't think this is for me. I don't think there's many people this is for. But if you're watching this and you think it might be for you, then I would recommend it. It probably is what I would say. And I hope people understand and respect that. And I hope we've had a laugh at me ripping into them a bit, I guess. I don't know, like I said, I try and be impartial, try and be a bit funny. Yeah, it's still organic smart food. I read comments on Facebook saying, you know, anything that calls itself smart food is going to be something I'm not buying. And I get that, it's cringe. It is. But I think a lot of people saying things like that are people who aren't going to buy it anyway. There's a lot of people it could be for, but I think there's more people that it's not for. If you're vegan, you're always out and about. Maybe you work a job and you're on call, and you don't know where you're going to be at lunchtime. This might do you as a packed lunch. You work in a van. Keep a couple of these in the door pocket of the van. Because even if you are going to be near civilization on your lunch break, what vegan options you're going to get at Mackey's. If you're a bit more health conscious and you work nights and you've not got the time or the energy to meal prep or something, it could be alright. It could be a nice alternative to Huel. You don't need to carry around your stupid shaker and wash that out and what have you. You just got a bar instead. It could be a nice alternative to Grenade carb killer bars. They're more like chocolate bars, but they're also just like protein and 200 calories. It's not like a full meal. This is protein and vitamins and fibre, ginseng, whole hemp seeds. It's 400 calories. That is a meal. I'll have to wrap it up now because I'm just not saying anything now. I'll have to wrap it up. If you think it might be for you, I'd say there's a good chance it is, and for the sake of a fiver delivered, I would give it a go. If you don't think it's for you, again, it probably isn't. I'd probably just give it a miss. But maybe you don't think it's for you, and you're thinking, well, for a fiver, let's see how bad it does taste. It doesn't taste bad. It doesn't. It could taste a lot worse. Like I say, I won't say it tastes as good as a Mars bar or something, because it obviously doesn't. But it tastes pleasant enough. And this one's hilarious. That tastes like a mince pie. that's hilarious. Yeah, I'll wrap it up. Thanks very much for joining us. Stay safe. We'll see you next time. Cheers.